is the mantra, and off we go. We're underway in this NFC wildcard game. From the 10. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. And they will be led out by their rookie quarterback.
And this being the wild card round, he is the true wild card in this game because a rookie quarterback getting the start in the NFL postseason, that's not normal. That's a little bit on the unusual side. And there's plenty of guys who have gone into the playoffs after a very good regular season and have struggled. But there have been a few who played well. He wants to be in the latter list.
They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. 4 yards the result on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
4 yards on the pickup. Second and 6.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. That's complete. Terry McLaurin with it. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
So a great throw right there, and what a regular season this rookie had, piloting this offense, guiding them to a division title, and they get the home date here in round 1 of the playoffs. But, Charles, how do you think they'll play it here? Will they run the same kind of wide-open offense they've run all season, or do you think that they'll try and take some pressure off of the young fella?
Oh, I think they're going high, wide, and handsome in this one. I think it's all out just as they've been doing all year long because I think if you try and pull it back now a little bit, you're telling that young man you don't have quite as much confidence in him as you professed. So go ahead and continue to run your offense. Do the things that got you here. As so many defensive coaches have told you and me, all gas, no brakes. Let it rip.
They keep it with Henry on first down. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. They'll run it again with Henry. And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much as he's down to the 48. On third down, Dwyer. It's complete. This is Derrick Henry. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers 33. First down for the Bears, a gain of 15.
Solid opening drive so far, Charles. They move this football into field goal range, but you know that they want to cap this off with 6 and not 3.
Absolutely. As one of the better coaches in the league always tells me, on offense, I want their body blows all game long and finish it with uppercuts. Well, here are the body blows right now. He's hoping in one uppercut will take care of the end of this drive.
So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. Back to throw. Dwyer.
And this will be caught by Mooney.
And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7. Back to the ground now. It's Henry. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. Play number 9 now on this pretty long opening drive. But this is third down. Looking to throw. Dwyer. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a first down.
Well, they kept it simple there, CD, only needing the short gain to move the chain, so they didn't want to go with a deep throw. They just go with that safer, shorter throw and able to convert.
Nothing wrong with that at all, partner. Check the box, right? Make sure you pick up the first down. Offense is getting established. You're moving the ball. You're not turning it over. Check, check, check. They like what they're doing early in the game.
First carry for the Boise State Bronco, Alexander Madison. 9 yards on the play there, and it'll set him up first and goal. The impressive opening drive continues, and just space being created by those guys up front.
We're seeing this the same way, aren't we? We are seeing an offensive line, as this game gets started, as it starts to unfold, that they are dominating the line of scrimmage.
So first and goal and an opportunity for our first points in this wild card game. They'll try and run for it with Henry. And he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7. The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal.
Pickup of 2. Brings up 2nd and goal.
They'll give Henry another shot. And he's brought down right at the 5-yard line. Give him 2 on the play. From the 5-yard line, will this opening drive yield 6? This is 3rd and goal. Operating from the gun, Dwyer in trouble, and he'll go down back at the 12. Like a freight train there, Derek Nottie with a sack.
Well, it's about how teams are so competitively matched, and you just want to make those plays that give you an advantage. How about right here? The difference between letting them score a touchdown versus holding them to a field goal, that's absolutely huge with the play he just made.
And you know he hated taking the loss there on 3rd down. So Tyler Bass on now for the field goal. And this one will be a 29-yard attempt. The kick by Bass is good. And it's 3-0. The Bears hit the scoreboard first. Every possession in the postseason magnified. And look, it's just the opening drive. They didn't get the touchdown they wanted, but at least they got on the board.
They got on the board. They've got their home crowd into it as well. And remember, in the playoffs, the game slows down a little bit. So every point is precious.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. So here's the first drive now for the 49ers. They'll be led out by the former number 3 overall pick back in 2021. It's Trey Lance.
And he comes into this wild card round off of a really good regular season, better than 30 touchdown passes. And he said he feels like he can take some shots against the secondary. In fact, in our meeting, he said not only can he take shots, he expects to do it early.
Lance and the 49ers now, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Off of play action, here's Lance. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. To throw on 2nd and 10. Lance, open man is Duvernay. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. Lance to throw on 3rd and 1. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he is going to have a Niners first down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1. When you give up points on the opening drive, in this case a field goal, you'd hate to go 3 and out. They avoid that.
They do, and it's also walking that fine line mentally, too, as a coach, isn't it? Because you want to emphasize to your team exactly what you said. All right, we gave up a field goal. Let's go back and at least equal that, guys. But if we don't, you don't want them to feel like it's the end of the world either. Nice that they were able to pick up the first down there, help them relax a little bit.
Meanwhile, Lance's throw pulled in by Kittle. And they're going to get this up to midfield. From midfield, here's Lance. The connection here with Nelson Aguilar. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line. We've seen quite a bit of a short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
Lance looks to throw again. It's caught by Aguilar. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30. We got to like what you're seeing from this offense here on the first drive. A nice sustained series to begin the game, and it will continue after picking up another first there.
Would you say the word methodical comes to mind? I love the execution. I love what they're doing on this drive. They're controlling the ball, controlling the game, controlling the clock.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. And he'll take this inside the 30 to about the 29, maybe the 28-yard line. First carry now for the LSU alum, Ty Davis-Price. And only able to muster a couple down to about the 27. Throwing his Lance on 3rd down. This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20.
Well, with his size, you've really got to wrap up because arm tackles, they're not going to cut it. And that time, he used his full-grown man strength to fight off his defender and pick up the first down.
3-0 after one on EA Sports. The 49ers with the football here to begin the second quarter. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Even with that broken tackle, he'll be brought down short of the 15. Second down, here's Davis Price. And he'll take this one down near the 15. Already a pair of third down conversions for them on this drive, but right now they need 5 yards on this third down try. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. J.J. Watt with a big-time sack on third down. It's a loss of 7.
We said it before the game, and I think it's still apparent. If these guys are going to advance in these playoffs, they're going to have to wreak some havoc coming off the edge.
Yeah, wild card round. They told us the wild card could be that defensive pressure. They showed it there. Eddie Pinheiro on now. And this a 39-yard attempt. This is up and good from Pinheiro. And that will tie us at 3-3. So matching field goals on our opening 2 drives.
Yeah, it feels like 2 boxers feeling each other out here in the early going of the game, right? Exchanging some jabs, but none of the heavy stuff just yet.
Each team with a possession, each team with a field goal as the kick is away. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. The Bears offense out there set and ready to go. And you know, Charles, it's been a terrific season for them. They couldn't quite get that #1 seed and the associated bye that goes with it, but nevertheless, they've got to be one of the favorites here to win it all.
They do, because of the season that they've had, the position that they're in, and we know under the old playoff system, they would have this game off. This weekend would not be one that they would play, but nevertheless, maybe it's a good thing. Sometimes you carry that momentum from the season all the way through the playoffs. If you get that open week, sometimes you lose it a little bit. So I think that's what's going to be their mindset.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. Flushed out right. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down. I don't know, he had to be pretty quick with his fingers to start and stop after the ball hit the ground. Some credit.
I'm thinking about the mental focus, you know?
Yeah.
On the mental focus.
Yeah, that's true.
You got to stay with it.
That's true. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. Now fair catch is called for and taken at the, we'll call it the 37-yard line. They'll call that a 33-yard punt with no return. And the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10. So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 38. Play action, now it's Lance. That's to the sideline and complete. A nifty job to make the catch, but the throw took him right out of bounds. Lance with a tap forward on the jet sweep. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. And this offense on third down today, they've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Rolling to his right. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on third down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. On is the punter Scott here as he gets this one away. And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. On third down, Henry.
Finding space at the 40.
And they work this well upfield across the 45.
45 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ballgame.
I think I saw a lot of shoulders just drop there. And what I mean by that is they finally were able to relax a little bit because that was an important play call. They needed to pick up that first down at this stage of the game.
Yeah, couldn't afford another quick drive and out. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Draw play. This is Henry. And this time the yards won't come so easy as they'll, in fact, tackle him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Two things to watch. First is strength and being able to break out that initial contact. But at his size, once you slow his momentum, it's hard for him to get it started again and end up tackling him behind the line of scrimmage.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Inside handoff, Henry. And he's got this one across midfield into 49er territory.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And he finds McLaurin.
And he will have the Bears first down by about a yard. It's a gain of 5 on 3rd and 4.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
And he's got Rome.
And an excellent job of finding the opening as he's got this now all the way down to the 22.
That good for 19 and a first down.
Well, that is a running back who is not about to go down easily. He fought his way through the contact until the C's opened up for him.
And with a guy his size, you have to know defensively that arm tackles aren't going to fly with him. You have to be able to wrap up, or else he can just brush tacklers aside like they're not even there.
And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. Nick Bosa just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7.
Defensively on the previous play, they gave up a pretty good chunk of yardage, but right there, they got a good portion of it right back.
And if we just flip it around from the offensive perspective, took a nice step forward, and how about a couple of leaps backwards after that play? They've got to figure out a big call coming up here to try and gain that yardage back.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down.
And he's brought down here just outside of the 20.
They're 2 for 2 on 3rd down conversions on this drive. This one tough. They need 9 yards on 3rd down. Back to throw. Dwyer. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead him to 4th down.
So, Charles, no turnovers yet for this offense, but those sacks now, they're starting to pile up.
And one thing usually leads to another because they've got to figure out how the offensive line and everyone else involved in protection can keep their quarterback upright and allow him a chance to throw the ball downfield.
So Tyler Bass on now for the field goal.
Made his first. This now from 46 yards away.
The kick by Bass is good.
And they will take the lead here in this battle of field goals. It's 6-3. So we're trading first-half field goals. No breakthrough on the touchdown front. Got a 6-3 game.
Yeah, and I know so many people look at a game through offensive eyes, right? They want to see how the game's played that way. You know how I'm going to view it, right? The defenses, to me, have responded well in this game. Like what I'm seeing from them, both of them hoping to keep it to field goals and not give up big touchdowns.
The 49ers offense making its way back out there.
As we eat closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues. Russell managed to feel good. It's not like every time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Throwing now is Lance. That's taken in by Duvernay. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target.
Lance, right back to Duvernay. That's complete. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line. 2 minutes to play here in this first half of the NFL playoffs. A reminder that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll check in with Jonathan Coachman from Orlando. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half of play. And Lance's throw taken in by Samuel. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 17-yard line. 15 yards there on the catch and run. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him.
That's caught by Deebo Samuel. Touchdown, San Francisco. From 17 yards out, as his guys have now moved out in front. Piñeiro's extra point up and good. And that will make this a 4-point game. 5 plays there on that drive. And it's Deebo Samuel who caps things with a touchdown reception. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. Derrick Henry trots back out there and gets ready to go. And I'm wondering if maybe they don't go away from him on this drive a little bit. He's been great, but they haven't scored a lot of points.
I think they still have to show him as a threat. Make sure he touches it a few times. But as you pointed out, use him as a decoy a little bit and get the ball in the hands of some other people in order to put more points on the board. But he's done a really nice job of establishing them with his running.
Yeah, he's established himself well. Now can they put more points up?
It's a nice zone breaker right there. Take the tight end, move him out to the slot, then have him run a corner route versus the zone coverage, which means he's going to be behind the shallow coverage and ahead of the deep coverage. Put the ball right on him.
On 1st and 10, Dwyer. That's complete to Mooney. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 35 yards the game there. Another first down as well. Now, we know this offense has the potential to strike quickly, and they've just been off 2 huge plays on back-to-back snaps.
So on the other side of the ball, you've got to go Band of Brothers thought process. No one left behind. No pointing fingers, no accusations, because if you don't, those quick strikes we just saw, they become long-lasting.
On 1st down, Dwyer. Middle of the field, he's got McLaurin. Down he goes at the 10 with a solid pickup of 8.
Holding offense.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Looking to throw. Dwyer. Henry's got it out on the left side. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. Behind the chain, 2nd and 12. Again, he'll drop to throw. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call.
Holding offense.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Back to throw again. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. Give him 16 yards on the play. 3rd and 7 now.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. In that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime.
The kick by Bass is good.
And that gets him back within a single point. It's now 10-9. So as it turns out, that sack doesn't wind up costing them, Charles. They at least get points, get 3 of them.
Yeah, that's where your kicker can really come to your rescue because, you know, after the sack, there was a little consternation there. Are we out of field goal range? Are we going to be able to get 3? In this case, he stepped right up and gave them exactly what they needed.
And able to get this out to the 25. The Niners ready to go on offense for the final time of this first half.
And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
And Lance will try again on second down. And that one going to be off target and incomplete.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. This time they stay on the ground, and they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to the 30. Now the Bears will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. On 4th down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away. And this will be taken at the 13. Oh, able to avoid him. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. A final shot before break. Dwyer. He's going to float this over the middle, deep. And incomplete on the deep ball. So we come upon halftime here in this NFC wildcard matchup as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. This, the second of our triple-header here on Wildcard Sunday. We'll get back out to you guys in just a moment. But first, let's take a look back to yesterday's NFC wildcard game. And it is the Atlanta Falcons who will continue on as they were able to knock out the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We continue on with a check of the next-gen stats in that first half for the Niners. And even though they've got a halftime lead, they're likely devising ways as we speak to try and get a little more production from their passing game. Meanwhile, for the Bears, we check on their numbers on the ground in the first half as they know they'll need to be better to overcome this halftime deficit.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. And no fireworks to start the half. This will be a touchback.
Here comes the 49ers offensive unit as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter.
And they've been the better of the two teams through 2 quarters of play, much to the chagrin of this home crowd.
Yeah, this score is a surprise to a lot of folks at home, although not to my dad. He predicted the visitors would win. And maybe to the folks in the stadium, but you know who is not a surprise to, partner? This team with the football. They were very confident coming in.
From the 30 on second down, Lance. That's complete. It's Kyle Juszczyk. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
It's pretty easy to overlook the fullback when you're making your assignments defensively in the pass coverage game, but in this case, they made him pay for that oversight and picks up a nice gain.
Man, I just love being in this stadium. So much history, tradition, so many great teams and games, and we're seeing a pretty good one right now, hotly contested in the third quarter. Hang on now. We're going to pause here. We've got an injured player. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. Now a second down and 6. Now Lance on the option right.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there.
Lance now to throw. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now fourth down.
And no one wants to see that drop, but I guarantee it's not going to stop his quarterback from going back to him anytime he has open space.
Here's J.K. Scott now as he's on to punt for San Francisco. Fielded just inside the 20. That'll go as a punt of 34 yards that time. And the Bears take over. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys are tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments.
All right, I've got to be careful here. All right, he's on the plus side of 30. There may be a little gray in the beard, but that's not slowing down his speed as far as he's concerned.
What are you saying? I'm on the plus side of 30.
Well, if you're on the plus side of 30, you don't know what I'm on the plus side of. All I know is that run right there let us know there's still some life in those legs.
Absolutely. Still got a lot of life left in those legs. Throwing on first down. Dwyer. He completes this one to Terry McLaurin. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run. 39 yards. The previous play big on the ground. That one big through the air. Things have jumped up quickly.
It certainly appears that whatever their thought process is on the defensive side of the ball, they're one play behind. You know, loaded up for the pass, they hit them with the run. Load up for the run, they hit them with the pass. They've got to get in sync.
So now following the big play, they've got a first and goal all the way down at the 10. Flush to his right, and he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage.
Henry fighting, but he won't get too far. Maybe a yard, that's all, down to the 2.
They'll look to throw on third and goal. And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out.
Holding. Offense.
So reverse the celebration. We'll see if they have something else in their bag of tricks.
And isn't that always tough to watch when they score and you see the excitement, and then when they realize those points aren't going to count? Can they get it back together and find their way back to the end zone?
And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out.
Illegal touching. Offense.
So erase the red zone score. They'll have to dial that one up again.
And you know how difficult it is to strike in the red zone because things are a little bit more condensed. You got to go back to their play chart and see if they can dial up another one.
The kick by pass is good.
And they take the lead here by 2, 12-10. Another drive bogs down, but for the fourth time, they're able to escape with 3 points.
And this last one gives them the lead, so that's a good thing. And they've needed every one of these field goals, but it has to feel good to them to know the confidence is there. If we do bog down, he'll give us 3 points.
The 49ers ready to set up shop again offensively. Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. And they'll run the option to start the drive.
And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
Give to Davis Price up the middle here.
And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Lance on the option left.
And he stopped immediately there.
Holding. Offense.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty.
To throw, it's Lance.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Tack McKinley able to get him for a loss of about 3.
Brandon, never ceases to amaze me just how fast these defensive ends are in the game nowadays. Part of that is what we've seen in college football, where they've gotten smaller and faster on the defensive side of the ball, but they've brought that to the NFL because it is hard for an offensive lineman to keep them away from the quarterback.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Lance. And his throw here is incomplete. And Charles got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on 1st down, then they force an incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
He's going to sling this deep downfield. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Here's J.K. Scott now. He's been terrific so far. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. And he'll take it just outside the 40. 33 yards is the distance on the punt there.
And they will take over 1st and 10. The Chicago offense set to get started.
And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Henry will get it. He's been busy today. Room here to run. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory.
Holding. Offense.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. After the penalty, it's Henry. It'll be a 5-yard pickup there, so from 2nd and 13, they're back to a more manageable 3rd and 8. Back to throw. Dwyer. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And they'll get this across midfield, but not nearly close to a 1st down as he stopped at the 48. And the punter's on the sideline. Here's the field goal unit now to try an exceptionally long one. And this is off target to the left. Didn't get there anyway. It's no good, and that will keep this a 2-point game.
Well, this winds up an empty possession. Everything looked okay. He just never got the ball on target. And knowing him, he'll be disappointed with that effort.
Davis Price on 1st and 10.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3. On 2nd and 7, Lance. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Jaquan Brisker. And the Bears are going to get the football here at their own 23.
Partner, I think this will want to ride very simply because he overestimated his arm strength and his ability to fit it anywhere he wants to. A lot of quarterbacks do that and often pay the price.
Throwing to start the drive. Dwyer. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive. Running from the gun with Henry. And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5. Off play action. Dwyer. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Looking to throw. Dwyer. And right side, Henry's got it. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. Here comes the Bears punter now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin them back.
San Francisco set to go on offense once more. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes, get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal is not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you've got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
Davis Price up the middle.
And he'll be taken down at the 18. On 2nd and 12, Lance gets this one to use check. It'll be a gain of 5. 3rd and 7 now. One quarter remains in this NFC Wild Card matchup. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now at Soldier Field. The offense on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 7. Here's Lance. That's going to be caught by Samuel. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Now they'll run the option to the short side left. And he'll get this up only to about the 33.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Now Lance.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll get this only to about the 38 as they stop him a few yards shy of the line to gain. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. Throwing to start the drive, Dwyer. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4. They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24. Henry up the middle. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. A 20th carry now for Derrick Henry. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36.
122 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Well, it is our business to analyze what he said on that play. I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously, but at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And he slings one that's incomplete. So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Back to throw. Dwyer. Throw left side complete. That's Barton. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a first down. A handoff, running left, Henry. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll run it again with Henry. They find some open field here. Touchdown, Chicago! Derrick Henry, 34 yards. And the Bears are able to build on to their fourth-quarter lead. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And that makes this a 9-point game. So an 8-play drive covering 80 yards. And Derrick Henry able to finish it off with a touchdown run.
This one fielded at the 5. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. San Francisco's offense returns to the field. If they want to advance in this divisional round, look, obviously the time is now. Trailing here in the 4th as they go to work on a crucial drive, 1st and 10. Shotgun now for Lance.
Over the middle, complete to Samuel. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out by a few inches. That'll be a first down.
Here's Lance to throw it. Again, he'll find Samuel for the completion.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 13 yards as they've got the connection working. His second catch in a row, first down.
Well, every drive from here out is definitely crucial and critical. They know that they need to get at least 3 here to get it back to a one-score game. But I can't imagine that in their huddle that they're thinking at all about getting a field goal. They want to get into the end zone and then try to get the ball back again.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Again, it's Lance. Looking for the crossing receiver, and he's got him. It's Samuel.
And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 40. They'll go option to the short side.
On a nice burst there as he'll take this inside the 30 to the 28-yard line.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10.
And Lance again going to keep it.
And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
And Lance going to throw.
Open man is Samuel, complete.
And he's brought down here just outside of the 20.
As long as you go through your proper reads and progressions, the drag route can be one of those old reliable plays because usually it's good for a good chunk of yardage as we just saw there.
And those guys like it, right? They can get the ball with a full head of... Oh, no, he lost the football.
Big one coming for kicker Eddie Pinheiro.
He hit his first. Now this from 43. The kick by Pinheiro is good. And that'll move them back within 6 now. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get it the least a 3-and-out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
And we spotlight Derrick Henry now. He has a chance to hit that often elusive 200-yard mark on this drive.
And most of the time during a game, people aren't keeping track of individual statistics.
Are you sure?
Well, a lot of the runners kind of know. But I'll guarantee you someone has sent word into the offensive line that he's got a chance to get over 200 on this drive. That should give them a little extra motivation because they love it when backs break that barrier.
Absolutely. We'll see if he can do it.
Henry again on 2nd down.
And he'll be brought down right around the 37. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll try and choose some clock with Henry. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. We've got a 1-score game with inside of 2 minutes remaining. An ideal down and distance to try to finish this thing off. 2nd and inches. Again, it's Henry. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And finally, they get him to the ground, but it's all the way down at the Niners' 18. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. A first down carry for Henry. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. You'd have to think likely another running play coming here. 2nd and 11. A give to Henry. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Now play number 7 of this drive, but it's a tough 3rd and 9. Now a handoff to Henry. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Derrick Henry. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon as his guys are able to extend their lead. They'll try and throw for it. That's caught, and he got it on the touchdown run, but he won't get in here. He'll be stopped short, and they'll come up empty on the try for 2. So unable to throw it in for 2 from the 2. Let me ask you, as a former DB, what changes there around the goal line on a 2-point conversion as far as how you're defending it?
You just make sure you never back up and you never retreat. You establish yourself really on the line of scrimmage, put your heels on the goal line at worst. And if they're going to throw the ball, make them throw it over your head because they're going to run out of space because of the back of the end zone. Never let a guy catch one in front of you.
Lance connects with Duvernay.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. And a quick throw here, that's complete. First down now, but the clock continues to move.
Lance looking to throw it.
Got a man, and he hits him in stride. That'll give him 8 that time. And they'll be left with 2nd and a couple.
Throwing now is Lance.
And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty.
Now Lance again.
And he will find his man, Samuel. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears 36. Throw left side, complete to Ross. And able to get this to the 24-yard line. They began the play at the 12. It's also a pickup of 12 for the we're underway in the divisional round of the NFL playoffs.
And he opts to not bring this one out. The first drive will start at the 25.
So here come the Falcons now to get the football for the first time. And a look at a guy, definitely got a little razzle-dazzle to him. Can do it with his arm or his legs. Their mobile QB.
And he more than did his part, the wild card win with 3 touchdown passes. Now, he's going to get a bigger test here in round 2. But his unit is in rhythm, and they're playing as well as they have all year long. I wouldn't be surprised if this defense, though, tried to get after him early with a little extra pressure. If he can handle that, he can have another big game, though.
And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
They go back to Pollard on second down.
Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28. A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7. Now they'll throw here out of the gun.
That's caught left side. The tight end Pitts.
And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds.
Ritter on target to Pitts for a Falcon first down.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
They run straight ahead here with Pollard.
And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9.
The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
Seven yards there and a first down.
They were not fooling around at all, were they? 2nd and short, and they brought out the heavy package. Almost felt like the super heavy package against that defense, didn't it?
Yeah, I don't think they expected that much beef up front, and it turned into an easy first down conversion. So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Now a first carry for their fullback.
Offside, defense.
And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
And now a carry here for their fullback. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. 2nd and 5. Steps away to his left. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down. Looking to throw.
He's got his pass-catching tight end. That's Pitts. And he is going to have a Falcons first down. At least it would appear that way. He didn't get it by much, but yes, they do get the conversion on 3rd and 1.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the first down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
Yeah, they're right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. On the give, this is their fullback. And he'll take it down to the 30-yard line. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
They've definitely established a rhythm on this drive, moving the ball quite well. And big man with football is an integral part of the whole thing.
And again, they'll go right back to their fullback. And some space here. And he's down into the red zone at the 15 after a gain of 15. 1st and 10. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw.
He'll get that one to Carter, complete.
The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a second and long.
You'll see too many pass-catching fullbacks nowadays, partner. In fact, you'll see too many fullbacks, period.
Good news, though, he does have decent hands, and we saw it right there on display. So maybe just a momentary setback on what's been a great drive so far, but 2nd and 13 here. Well, they've gone to their fullback quite a bit. He'll get it again. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw.
Oh, he's got his tight end pitch complete. And the Falcons are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
That's a big conversion there on 3rd down, and this has been a great opening drive. You know, at this point, they'd hate to settle for 3, but they've created a fresh set of downs and a 1st and goal.
Scoring first, so critical in the postseason. They've got it here, 1st and goal.
And they'll turn to the power game to try to get in. And he will take it in for a Falcon touchdown.
Torrey Carter
taking it in from 4 yards out.
And the Falcons are on the board first here in this division round matchup.
So much for being intimidated on the road in the playoffs, right? That was a pretty clinical drive right there.
Yeah, they seem to come out with the attitude of, we don't deal with pressure. We create it on the other team. Just took it right down the field and stuffed it in the end zone.
Point after here coming up. It's good, and that gives the Falcons a 7-0 lead. That one was an extended drive, 14 plays all told, and it results in a 4-yard touchdown run.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. And they will be led out by a guy certainly still trying to prove himself here in the league, the young rookie quarterback.
He got the win last week, and we all know how infrequently rookie quarterbacks win in the playoffs. So by now, it feels like old hat to him. Well, maybe not old hat, but you got to believe he'll be looser, calmer going into this one. He already knows what it takes to lead a team to victory in the playoffs.
They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. 2nd down coming up. To throw on 2nd down. Dwyer throwing the out route incomplete. It's Barton.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 3rd and 1.
They'll try to run for the first with Henry.
And this will be a Bears 1st down as the tackle made it about the 43-yard line.
Plenty of things to talk about here, partner, but to me, their defense gave up a touchdown on the first drive. How about how they're responding, coming back? That's a big 3rd down pickup to keep their drive alive.
They keep it with Henry on 1st down.
And he'll be taken down at about the 45.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Looking to throw. Dwyer.
And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Back to throw. Dwyer.
And this is taken in by Darnell Mooney.
And that's going to be good for another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 42. Mark that down as a pickup of 13, and the Bears have the 1st.
So, Charles, you look at this offense, you think about it, you got a rookie quarterback at the helm. We're in the divisional round of the playoffs here. And that head of his just has to be spinning, doesn't it?
Well, normally you'd have to say yes, but I do think that the way things went last week, how he played in the wild card win, how sensational he was, that'll stop his head from spinning. And now he's in a situation that's getting towards uncharted territory because you've got Joe Flacco, Mark Sanchez, the only two rookies to win 2 playoff games in 1 year. He's trying to join that company, but it's not going to be easy to get it done.
Now a throw here to his running back. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. The Bears on the move. They've got another first down.
Give the rookie another one on this opening drive and a first down with it. A nice start, Charles, for the first-year passer. He's come out, made a few plays, nice plays to begin this contest.
He certainly has. If he finishes off this drive with a touchdown pass, I vote we don't call him rookie anymore. We'll move him right to veteran and continue from there.
Back to throw again. That's complete. Terry McLaurin with it. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Again, he'll drop to throw. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. And this one will not work out. It is incomplete. They pass up the 3, fake it. It doesn't work. And the Falcons defense stands tall. They'll get the football. They'll run it here. This is their fullback getting the carry. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up second down. Now an inside draw. This is their fullback. Trying to keep those big legs churning, but he's going to go down in the backfield. After 7-0 on EA Sports. The Falcons on third down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd and 9. They're going to look to throw. And that is incomplete. The Falcons send out their punter as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. 39 yards on the punt, just 2 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. They begin with Henry.
He'll take it past the 40 to the 41, second down.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Off the play fake. Dwyer. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Henry. So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. 3rd and 7 now. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end.
And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
From the gun on 3rd down, Dwyer.
Working the sideline here. Did he get the feet in? Yes, they say that he did. Nice job tapping both of them down.
2 catches now in this divisional round matchup. That one, a 1st down.
Normally on 3rd down and short yardage, you're thinking to throw to your tight end. It's just going to be a simple chain mover. But this time they let him roam down the field, and a nice dart picks up the 1st down and then some.
Inside handoff, Henry.
Down at the 25.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Off play action. Dwyer. And a quick shuffle pass here is complete.
And they're going to move it down to inside the 25.
To throw on 3rd down. Dwyer. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line.
Multiple players combined for their team's 1st sack of the game. So not only do you not get the 1st down, but you've also made things a lot more difficult on your field goal kicker.
Yeah, they're still in range, but you're exactly right, because you know the kicker's over there saying, thanks a lot, you just made my job a little tougher, because when he kicks it now, he'll kick it lower because he's got to get more distance. That means there's more jeopardy for the ball to get tipped or blocked.
The kick by Bass is good.
And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19.
Atlanta now coming out on the field.
No points last time out. They were forced to punt, if you remember, but no time to dwell on that. They've still got the lead here and a chance to add to that here. 1st and 10 as this new drive starts.
They'll try and run with their fullback. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1. And he'll work his way forward up to the 22. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
Well, that's a defensive coordinator's got to be happy with that result. They took away all options downfield and forced the incompletion.
The Falcons send out their punter as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air.
Well, on that punt, we've got a man shaken up. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense.
Last time out, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get them 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone.
And in our experience, how much fun is it for coaches to know that they've got a kicker who can nail it from long distance? Now the hard part is, as an offensive play caller, you don't want that in your head too much where you're relying on it. And he goes out and gets the job done for them. But I'm quite sure he would be content to just kick extra points from here on out.
Yeah, absolutely no question. I think his teammates would be okay with him just kicking the extra points as well.
Hard throw, incomplete.
Blake Gillikin on to punt now on 4th down.
And a fair catch called for and made at the 12-yard line. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And the Falcons will get it 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory.
Falcons 1st and 10 here as Ritter gets them ready.
At their own 13. A give to the fullback on the dive. And he'll get this one up to about his 14. 2nd and 9 now. Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Xavier Woods with a pick. And the Bears are going to take possession of the football. And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And, Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They feel like they've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them, and they took advantage of it there. Got a nice interception and set up their offense in great shape.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Henry up the middle. He's going to get 4 out of this as he's down to the 10-yard line.
2nd and 6 from the 10.
They'll run it again with Henry. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
A gain of a yard brings up 3rd and 5.
Looking to throw. Dwyer. And probably the wise decision there. No one open. He just throws it away. And that keeps the field goal on the table as it's 4th down.
Tyler Bass on for the field goal. A 26-yard attempt.
The kick by Bass is good.
And they'll get it back within a point at 7-6.
So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
Here's Coleman now to return.
And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further.
Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here.
As the offense comes out here, Charles, maybe perhaps a bit more of a focus on the run game for this drive after tossing an interception on the previous one?
I think that's a good way to look at it and a good way to think about it, but maybe they get to it in a little bit different way because after you throw an interception, you want to make sure you keep your quarterback's confidence high. So maybe give him a couple easy throws that he can complete and then get to the running game and try and get things settled down.
Yeah, and still in the first half here, a long way to go.
After a play like that, there should be congratulations all the way around, I think, because if you can stop a big fullback like that, that's not easily done.
Yeah, he does not go down easily. You're right, but he did there. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Back to throw here.
And that throw behind his man, he missed him, incomplete.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12.
Got this complete to the tight end Pitts.
And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. 14 yards there and a Falcon 1st down.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds him for the 1st down.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. Second quarter action. 2 minutes to go on divisional round weekend. Here's 2nd and 8.
And that's caught. It's Brian Edwards.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Last week in the wild card win, he had 7 catches. That's his first one here.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a 1st down.
A couple of 1st downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on 1st down. He'll look to throw. Trying to drop one in, but it's incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. That's into the hands of Edwards. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain.
We always talk about the guy who paid off the play, don't we? The guy who caught it or ran it. But how about the elements that go into making a big play? This one in particular, able to scan the field, pocket held up nicely. What a terrific job by the offensive line. The route well run, and the football right on the money.
They'll look to throw again. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. And now we'll get a stoppage here. There appears to be an injured Falcon on the field.
So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside.
So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. They'll set up a throw into the hands of London. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. The Bears bring out an extra defender in the secondary now for 3rd down. He'll drop to throw. He finds his man, complete. It's Carter. And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside.
So on 4th down, Ritter heads to the sideline. Younghoe Koo gets set for the Atlanta field goal. Koo knocks this one through the post.
And they bump the lead up to 4 now at 10-6.
So a nice kick there as they add 3 to the lead.
And from what I've seen so far, Brandon, I think they've been the better of the two teams here in the first half. So even though you want the touchdown, I think that's a nice job there to put 3 points on the board.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he won't quite make it to the 25. And the Bears going to take over now late in this first half. A slim deficit here in a one-possession game. Not much time left, obviously. We'll see if they can march this down the field, at least get 3 and take some momentum into the locker room.
On 1st and 10, Dwyer eluding the pressure right. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a halt. So we've come upon halftime here in this NFC divisional round matchup. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, this is the second of 4 games this weekend as we narrow the field down to the 4 teams who will meet in the league championship games next Sunday. We'll get back out to you guys in just a moment. But first, let's take a look ahead to tomorrow's other divisional round game in the NFC. And it looks like we've got a good one in store, as it's going to be one heck of a battle, that's for sure. Next, a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Falcons. And they've had some success on the ground. And with the lead going into the second half, they'll no doubt be looking to keep it going. Meanwhile, for the Bears, there's a look at what they were able to do throwing the football. And they'll need to get things in gear as they trail here at the break.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. And the half will begin with a touchback. And the Bears offense set to go to begin the 3rd quarter. And, Charles, that had to be an interesting locker room at halftime. This is a team that's had so much success this year. Haven't really had to deal with a lot of adversity at halftime, to be honest. But now here they are with their playoff lives on the line.
And I think when you're alluding to that interesting locker room, you're just wondering how are they handling that bit of adversity that they're seeing right now, because I think this is a team that has to look to lean on the veterans at this point. We know we're better than this. We've proved it all season. Let them disseminate that confidence through the locker room. But this opening drive, it'll be an important one for them to give them a little jolt of confidence moving forward.
Man, I just love being in this stadium. So much history, tradition, so many great teams and games, and we're seeing a pretty good one right now, hotly contested in the 3rd quarter.
And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
Second down, they go again with Henry.
And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line.
43 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I bet the offensive lineman said, "Are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the first down." They love being physical.
A solid run by Derrick Henry, and here's another 1st and 10.
From the gun, they'll try to run it. And a pretty good burst right there as he'll take this down to the 33.
A Chicago first down there on a gain of 11.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far in this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Again, it's Henry. And some room to roam now. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a first down again.
Just a terrific run there, Charles, from a running back who is so compact and powerful, and that strength was on display there.
Yeah, and that's a run born out of ferociousness. He took on that initial contact and in his mind just screamed, "Out of my way," and kept right on going and wound up turning it into a big play.
And the next-gen stats shows us the tale of how much yardage he was able to pick up after the initial contact.
A first down carry for Henry. Able to fight for about 4 yards there to the 13. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Over the middle into traffic, and that's complete. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it leads to a 1st and goal.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
They'll try and run for it with Henry. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1.
Henry again.
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Bears. Derrick Henry taking it in from a yard out.
And the Bears have taken the lead as they go right down the field and score on the opening drive of the 2nd half. Hard to argue with that being their best drive of the game so far as they used the running game to get them into the end zone.
Couldn't agree more, partner. Prior to that drive, they sputtered a little bit, but it looks like they found the formula. I would expect them to go back to that more and more as this game develops.
But Tyler Bass on for the extra point attempt.
And this one's right there, and that pushes the lead to 13-10. That time, a 9-play drive. And Derrick Henry able to finish it off with a touchdown run.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
Here comes the Falcons offense. It's their first possession of the 2nd half now.
And Charles, it feels like we're set up for a good 2nd half here. Came out of the locker room, 1-score game. Now the lead has already changed hands. Well, this offense, they've got an opportunity right now to take that lead right back.
Yeah, and it feels like you're going back and forth, almost a little bit like a tennis match, right? And we're just, our heads just keep moving. Which side has it? Which side's going to score? How are they going to go out doing it? A little bit of a challenge for each side, trying to match each other.
And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. They'll look to throw.
Got his man. It's London.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 2 catches now in this divisional round matchup. That one, a first down.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
And some room to maneuver. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30.
Holding. Offense.
So the big gain, all for naught for the offense. That yellow flag is going to bring it back.
Oh, what a tough look for the offense because they see all that yardage lost and that ball's walked back and then some behind the original line of scrimmage.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. 2nd and 14. Throw over the middle, going to be caught here by Pitts. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46.
Well, that's always a good place to throw it just because he's one of the biggest targets not only on this team but in the National Football League.
And you and I both know the quarterbacks love these large-bodied tight ends, and why not? Nowadays, they're really wide receivers who are just taller and have a little bit more weight. These guys catch the football, make big plays downfield. In the old days, we wanted them to block. Now coaches want him to catch the football first.
And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 35. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
I love the drive they're working on here because they know they can take the lead with a touchdown. And so far on this drive, so good. They've moved the ball down the field with very little resistance defensively. But they better be prepared for some adjustments to come their way now.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. He'll look to throw. That's going to be caught by Pitts. Touchdown, Falcons. Kyle Pitts, 35 yards. And the Falcons have retaken a third-quarter lead.
So a very strong first drive in the second half, Charles, as they've turned that halftime deficit into a third-quarter lead.
And they were pretty purposeful there, weren't they? Measured in their approach. But, boy, they executed awfully well, moving the ball down the field.
Extra point by Koo, up and good. And that will make this a 4-point game. So that drive 7 plays in length.
And it was the tight end Kyle Pitts finishing it all off on the touchdown reception. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25.
Derrick Henry trots back out there and gets ready to go. He's had a good performance, moved the ball effectively on the ground. Of course, he has the 1 touchdown.
And when you're able to move it as effectively as you've described, that leads to finding a way into the end zone, and now he's just trying to do it for a second time. And, of course, with that comes additional yardage.
Yeah, looking for additional yardage, and again, that second score here in the third quarter.
93 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Dwyer out to his left. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away. And the busy night for Henry continues. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
Now that's absolutely frustrating for a defender. Had a chance to get him on the ground before he got to the sideline, but what great vision and understanding where he is on the field as he headed for the marker and picked up the first down.
Escaping the pressure right. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6 at the Falcons.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Dwyer. And he will find his big tight end over the middle. And that's going to be good for another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Falcons 16. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards.
For many teams, the evaluation of tight ends has really changed. We used to wonder about how they would block first and foremost. Now we want to know how these guys can run because we envision them in offenses catch the ball. How much yardage can they gain after that?
And that on display there for a good pickup. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
A handoff running left, Henry. He will push his way down to about the 14.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
To throw on 2nd down. Dwyer. This is caught. Touchdown, Bears.
Darnell Mooney.
A 13-yard touchdown.
And the Bears have taken the lead here in this 3rd quarter. Well, on that connection, it looked like they maybe had some pre-play communication. Maybe one of them noticed an area that was open in the defense to get the pass to.
When you put the time in, sometimes you have that great silent communication that you just noticed right there because the best quarterback-receiver combos in the NFL, they know how to make those adjustments at the line of scrimmage when they see something pre-play, and they got it done there.
Extra point by Bass, up and good.
And that gives him a 3-point lead.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. Taken at the goal line. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. Our attention shifts back to Desmond Ridder in this offense.
And he had the touchdown on the last drive, also 4 for 4. Very, very effective. What does he need to do to translate that forward into this drive?
Not think that what he saw in coverages last time is exactly what he's going to get again. He's got to play ahead and start thinking to himself, okay, we just did that. What are they going to take away now? What do we go to as a counter? And continue to encourage his offensive line to continue to give him time.
They were really good on the last drive. 1 quarter remains for a trip to the NFC title game. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And now a carry here for their fullback. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
How about that call handed to the big guy in that situation? Normally you think of him as a real short yardage runner, but in this case they trust him to get a few more yards than that. I remember an old New York Giants quarterback, a Super Bowl winning quarterback, telling me he loves offense coordinators who call the plays with a little bit of abandon.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. And he'll get this up only to about the 33.
Ball at the 33, 2nd and 9.
They'll drop to throw.
That's into the hands of Pitts, the tight end.
The Falcons on 3rd down. 6 conversions and 9 tries. They've done a great job of picking these up. This will be 3rd and 6. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Throwing back across his body.
Picked off by Roquan Smith. And the Bears are going to take possession of the football. Well, he had to fit that into a pretty tight window over the middle. And, Charles, I think they were in zone defensively, weren't they?
They certainly were. Nice read on your part. And sometimes the quarterback isn't fooled between zone and man. Sometimes you're fooled by the type of zone that he sees. Because oftentimes, those linebackers will vacate and run downfield with receivers. In this case, he played a pure zone and was in the wrong spot for the QB.
Throwing to start the drive. Dwyer looking middle, and that's complete.
And they'll work this down inside the 30.
A 20th carry now for Derrick Henry. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10.
118 yards on the ground now for Henry. He's got a first down.
I know we're there, wide open football, a lot of spread formations, more space, but there's still a spot for power football. We just saw some of it right there. How about that run?
Yeah, breaking the tackle, and, you know, late in this game, he wants the football in his hands. He's had a good day.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
Back to throw. Dwyer. This will be caught just inside the 10. It'll go as a gain of 4, and that's going to bring up 2nd down. Looking to throw. Dwyer.
The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
But based on the play we just saw there, he might not be the guy you want to challenge in coverage on these all-important snaps. He certainly looks dialed in right now.
Blitz forthcoming as he'll look to throw. Got his man, and it's caught for Chicago. Touchdown. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Bears are moving closer to a date now in the NFC Championship game as they're able to extend this 4th-quarter lead. They have to love seeing that from their young quarterback here in the 4th quarter, able to further that lead with a touchdown pass.
He didn't go turtle, did he? And you know what I mean by that. I had an old coach used to say all the time, hey, when we have a lead late, don't just tuck in and try and ride it out. Go out and play and extend the lead. And that's what he did.
And now remember, all touchdowns are reviewed, and in a tight game like this, they're going to take a good long look at it. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How's the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. The extra point by Bass, up and good.
And his guys will take a 10-point lead.
The touchdown, Bass to kick it away.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. So out come the Falcons now.
And this could be the defining moment of their season, all hyperbole aside. You're trailing here in the 4th quarter, the divisional round. And they need to come up with something as they get this drive started. Got Edwards now on the slant.
And they work this well upfield across the 45.
Well, following the play now, they're going to stop the clock here as a man is shaken up. Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Now they'll throw here out of the gun.
He'll get that one to Carter, complete. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
Well, they've gone to their fullback quite a bit. He'll get it again. And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
Well, he tried to bounce it outside. That's obviously not his game. It's too much of a straight line.
Yeah, him in the outer third of the field. Not a recipe for success. That time a loss. They'll look to throw here. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact caught the ball free, and it's 4th down. Got going to try it here. He's back to throw. And connecting here with DJ Shark.
And he is going to have a Falcons first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive.
4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They felt compelled to go for it, and they got it.
Well, I'd look down at my play sheet, and what I would find, plays have been successful throughout the game that have worked at the distance you need, and that's exactly what they got done.
They go play action here on 1st down.
Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. The open man is Shark. It's complete. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. In a 2-score game, obviously, every play, every 3rd down, like we saw there, magnified. Big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to 3rd down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. On the give, this is their fullback. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage.
Oh, boy, hang on here. J.J. Watt appears to be injured, or at least shaken up on that last play. Well, they come out and take a look at him. We will step aside for just a moment.
And again, they'll go right back to their fullback. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6.
A big one coming in this divisional round playoff. 3rd and goal.
Back to throw here. Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. He loses a full 5 yards there on the sack, and it also brings up 4th down. 4th and goal.
Well, that was an interesting little chess match there because the offense went empty set. No running backs in the backfield, so they're trying to get people out into a route pretty quickly. But guess what? The defense sees that. They go ahead and move themselves into a blitzing situation and come right after the quarterback. They had more guys there than they could block.
Certainly some pressure here on Younghoe Koo.
From the right hash, and this one just a chippy.
Koo knocks this one through the post.
And this is back down to a 7-point game.
Well, I don't know if they would have gone for it on 4th and goal anyway, but the sack on 3rd down pretty much made their mind up for them.
You're exactly right about that. And this is a tough place on the field to take a sack because, as you just noted, it took the decision-making away from them. Now they have to go for a field goal instead of potentially going for it.
Now a hit and a loose football. And the Falcons grab it. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line.
When you kick off and you go downfield and get the ball back, that's what I call a great opportunity.
In a 1-score game, I always circle, and you know this, but in my play-by-play sheet, I circle big plays. It could be turning points. This could be a turning point.
Did you put a second circle around this one? This
I put
is pretty
a star.
big.
I put a star. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down.
Throw left side. There's London.
And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a 1st and goal.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the 4th. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7. But first things first, they need to score as they come up on 1st and goal. And he's brought down right at the 5-yard line. Give him 2 on the play. Second and 5. Flushed out, and he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown.
Desmond Ridder.
A 5-yard touchdown run.
And the Falcons are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th. We are set up for a fantastic finish now. A fourth-quarter touchdown here. We're an extra point away from a tie football game.
And I know they're thinking about possibly going for two, but I'd go ahead and kick this one and just get it back to level.
Coup for the extra point. And we are tied here in the fourth quarter. Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And it was Desmond Ridder taking it himself to finish the drive. Boy, hard to ask for a better game thus far. 27 apiece is our score as the kick's away. Takes it at the 7. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. And we spotlight Derrick Henry now. He's been a good workhorse. I know we use the word workhorse a lot, but he's been a good workhorse for him in this one.
No doubt about it, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's what you're looking for if you're a back, because that means everything's coming together for you. The big guys up front have created space. You've run through it. You've probably got some help even from the wide receivers who want to catch passes as opposed to block, but they're helping out too.
Yeah, everyone's pitching in. He's had a good game. On second down, here's Henry. And some room to work. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Derrick Henry, his second touchdown of the night. And the Bears strike quickly to take the lead here in the fourth.
Bottom line, when you play a runner with these talents, you've got to be able to wrap up and get him on the ground. Or the first person who gets there, hold him up long enough for the next wave to get there and get him down. Otherwise, he will continue downfield and find pay dirt.
Pass on for the extra point. And they will take a 7-point lead now. So 2 plays on that scoring drive. That's how they drew it up. And the long run into the end zone, and what a run it was. After the touchdown pass to kick it away. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. Atlanta prepped and ready for its next possession. And this is a unit that needs to get in gear if they want to play for a conference championship next weekend. Down 7 here in the fourth, and a very critical drive upcoming. They'll try and start this drive in the air. This pass is caught by London. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Back to throw now on first down. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Dedrick Wise showing his strength and quickness there, a loss of 4. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. 2nd and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack. Back to throw. He finds his man, complete. It's Carter. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
I thought that wasn't a bad time to call the screen. I thought late game, down on the scoreboard, had to figure they were expecting a pass downfield.
Yeah, so the edge rushers, they're coming. That could have hit big. And the comeback may stall out. It's intercepted. Picked up by the USC man, Adoree Jackson. And they will score a pick 6 for a Bears touchdown. An excellent play there, CD, on the pick 6. And I think were they a nickel? Did they have an extra DB out there?
Yeah, Brandon, I think they were in standard nickel, not the Buffalo, as teams like to call it, meaning 3 safeties with big nickel. They just wanted to take away the quarterback's throwing lanes, and that's exactly what they did, and came through with a big-time pick 6.
Here's Bass now for the extra point.
And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away.
And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. So now Ritter and the Falcons
down by 2 touchdowns. A little over a minute and a half remaining. It's certainly a tough situation on the road, needing 2 scores to stay alive in the playoffs as they come up 1st and 10.
London hauls this one in.
He's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
Finding Edwards.
6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. On first down, he'll drop to throw.
That's brought in downfield by London.
And he takes this one into the end zone, and all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter. Koo able to connect on the extra point, and now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter.
Falcons, 34.
So there is still time, a little over 50 seconds to go, but this becomes a critical onside kick. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we've brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
A run on first down, but it's not going to get him much. Maybe a yard, and that's all. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds left to play. So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here. Running from the gun with Henry. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. If they want it first, they need to get the football to the 32 here on 3rd down. The win for the Bears just around the corner. They go down to a knee. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to perhaps salt this one away. And he missed it. It's no good. And this will remain a 1-touchdown game.
Now the Bears will fight on another week as we say so long, everybody.